Hello, fellow mutants. Welcome back to another video. As I had a hard time with that intro for some reason, and apparently E3 oh is coming back this year, of course, and it's the first physical um event in like what 3-4 years, and surprisingly. Oh, to me, surprisingly. I don't know how surprising it is to you guys. But Xbox, Nintendo, and Sony are not taking part of E3 this year. So, does that... So that means we won't get any gaming news this year at E3? Because isn't E3 supposed to be like a gaming... Kind of like a gaming convention type deal? For my own... I always thought that was. Correct me if I'm wrong. But let's give this a read. And it says, all three of gaming's first-party consoles manufacturers appear poised to skip E3's big return. E3's first physical event in 4 years, so I was off by a year, was supposed to be a triumphant return for the trade show, an opportunity to recapture some of the excitement of past conventions, which historically have been major showcase events for the games industry. However, it appears that when E3 hits the Las Vegas Convention Center in June, it will be without three of its most important draws. IGN has heard from multiple sources that the Xbox, Sony, and Nintendo won't be part of E3's or have a presence on the Los Angeles Convention Center show floor. This information comes at the heels of Xbox announcements last week that would be returning to Las Vegas for its annual summer showcase, while declining to confirm whether it would be part of its show itself. Speaking with IGN last week, and I don't know when this was published because it's not telling me. Xbox CEO Phil Spencer said that the platform holders timing its showcase with E3 at the moment convenient for press and even consumers at the time, meaning it's likely to roughly align with the event itself. Spencer also stressed Xbox public support for E3 and Entertainment Software Association's ESA. However, IGN understands that Xbox won't have a booth on the show floor. Quote unquote, this is from Spencer. E3 is just, to me, one of the seminal moments of gaming. I love the history of going down to LA, thousands of people there, getting to see great new things, getting to see people in the industry, the fans event that we've had. I definitely want to continue. Xbox is on the board of the ESA, and I think a successful and healthy ESA is critical to what we're trying to go do. So we place our showcase like we always have done, at a time where hopefully it's convenient for press and even consumers that are going to the E3 event. And that's what we're trying to do now. We will continue to work with ESA in terms of their plans. As I said, we're on board, and we want to make sure that we're doing everything we can to help make this E3 successful. So Xbox seems to be in it somewhat, just they're not taking part of in person. Xbox current plans for the showcase remains unconfirmed, but in previous years it has held a showcase, preview events, and press mixers. Internally, Xbox has recently suffered layoffs and other cuts, forcing it to tighten its belt following a year that saw virtually no major releases. Xbox decision not to have a formal presence at E3 showcase comes as a surprise given its support for the event in the past. Out of its so-called Big Three, it's appeared to appeared the most likely to be at E3. Not the least because it has several major releases to promote in 2023, including Starfield. Nintendo has also traditionally maintained a booth at E3 showcase, even after pioneering the direct format. However, IGN has heard from sources around the industry that neither Nintendo nor Sony will be at E3 2023. With PlayStation originally dropping out in 2019 over reported disagreements with the Entertainment Software Association, it's currently unclear whether Nintendo and Sony intend to time a showcase with the event. Representatives from Nintendo, Sony, Xbox, and the ESA did not return requests for a comment by press time. Repop provide the following. So it says E3 is such a significant event for the game industry, and being entrusted with an important cultural touchstone is not as responsibility Repop takes lightly. Since Repop took on the contract to run E3 6 months ago, we've worked diligently with ESA members based on their feedback to create a new type of E3 that supports their goals and needs. The process has taken time due to the tremendous amount of stakeholders offering input, though we appreciate that we could have been more transparent to questions for which we are still finalizing the answers. We continue to work tirelessly to create a show that brings together the global gaming industry. We believe we created a new format for the event that serves the needs of both the industry and its fans, and are committed to building and growing it in the coming years. As we spent most of 2022 refining how E3 2023 would take, reflecting on the feedback we solicited, we did not send a single contract to the exhibitor until the start of this month. We have received a tremendous amount of interest and verbal commitments of many of the biggest companies in the industry, and when we are ready to announce the exhibitors, we are confident it will be a lineup that will make the trip to Los Angeles well worth it for the industry and consumers alike. And I'm guessing they mean like this month. I mean January. And I'm in for a big read, a big blow for E3. The news has the potential to be the big blow for E3, which is attempting to reestablish itself with the help of events companies Repop and peer analyst Piers Harding Rose tells IGN. The show's floor will certainly miss the buzz and scale of the platform holder stands. With Microsoft already confirming a summer showcase, Rose says it's likely the Xbox buzz will radiate across E3. However, the uncertainty around Nintendo is, in particular, may be a damper on things. It's unfortunate that the physical event returned when Nintendo is at the tail end of the Switch life cycle, with no sign of the next-gen device this year. I'm not sure it will have many games to show this year, so it makes sense to skip. As for Sony, Rose observed that it has been skipping big events for several cycles now. It doesn't stop it having an online showcase of some sort in the same window, but on the basis of recent history, it wouldn't be a huge surprise to hear it plans to skip E3 2023 as well. All three companies have an effective online showcase strategy, which gives them good flexibility to mix and match their promotional activity during, before, or after the big traditional events. According to the knowledgeable source, there has been ongoing frustrations with the ESA over the last 3 years, who they claim have incredibly mishandled the E3 brand over the last 3 years. The corroborator, other IGN sources, is saying that several major E3 organizers have departed the ESA, leaving a new group to sweep up after them and criticize Reed Pops, as I can't read today apparently, handling of the offense. The source claims that Reed Pop began contacting publishers about E3 last fall while promising to book spots in December, but with less than 6 months to go until E3, the sources says there's a lot of missing information. So there's not a good sense that there's an understanding what the show is going to be or how it's going to come together, which is strange from a company that does such an amazing job with PAX twice a year. And no, I do not want to do this freaking trial. God damn it. Even if it's $1. Thank you. So there's not enough sense. Good sense that there's an understanding with this show and with what this show is going to be or how it will come together. Which is strange from a company that does such an amazing job with PAX twice a year. It seemed like they would be perfect shepherds for something like E3. So who knows where the issue is? Is it an ESA issue? Is it a Red Pop issue? But there seems to be a lot of genuine interest from game publishers in the concept of E3, but it's really frustrating that we don't have good solutions. With a little clarity of whether E3 will represent a good return on investments in the tech space more uncertain than easier, many publishers appear to be taking a wait-and-see approach to E3 2023, at least for now. The information flows hasn't been great. I don't think anyone wants to be the first to go out there, IGN sources claim, which collaborates other conversations we had around the industry. The ESA confirmed last year the E3 2023 would be held from June 13th to June 16th, with the 15th and 16th being E3 Gamer Days, open to the public. It is being organized in collaboration with Red Pop, the company responsible for Star Wars Celebration, New York Comic Con, and PAX. Disclosure: they just gave a disclaimer that they're a former Red Pop employee. Events have been trying to recover from the hammer blow from the COVID-19 pandemic, which saw major events canceled across the game industries and beyond. E3 sought to join Gamescom, PAX, and other consumer events in 2022, but was ultimately canceled. This year will see the event return at last, but the digital showcase more prevalent than ever, and the major first parties unlikely to appear. It may be a while before E3 returns to anything approaching its former glory. And as weird as this may sound, maybe it's a good thing that it's not going to go to the former glory, because what was this, I would love to see, the top 3 make their return. PlayStation, Xbox, Sony. But they could still, incorporate some things that worked in the old days. But also come up with new ideas to keep things interesting. So maybe it's a good thing that it's not going to the former glory, because with them not having this like for 4 years, maybe they can like come back with like some new changes that could even be greater than what it used to be, if that makes sense. And you guys can see my feet, hey. But so I got faith in them. And who knows, maybe 2024, when people become more what's the word I'm looking for? Confident. Maybe Nintendo and Sony and Xbox will be at E3 2024. Like, for example, I never really like was afraid of like the pandemic, really. Like, I respected it. Never really saw like a for the use of it for it being as long as it did. I didn't go to C2E2 last year because I figured everybody will still have a like, oh my god, we're like COVID, oh my god. And this year, I feel like more people will be less scared and would have calmed down on the whole, oh my god, COVID. Where now, like, C2E2 will be more fun to go to, which my way of announcing I'm going to C2E2 this year. I'm going to that Friday day, so if you guys want to meet me, going to C2E2, March 31st. But yeah, I forgot what the point I was making because I had an incredible brain fart. Anyways, they will like. I got faith in them. They will pull things off. Former glory is former glory for a reason. Take some good things that worked in the past, create something new, mix it together, and boom, there you go. It can be better than the former glory. Amen to that. I'm running out of things to say, so I'll catch you beautiful people later. Let me know how you guys feel about this article. Later, taters. Have a wonderful day. May the force be with you. May your hearts be your guiding key. Whatever term does works in this case. Love you guys, and have a wonderful day.